Hey everybody, Alex Kazor, SteelersDepot.com back with another Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown and analysis. Today I want to talk about Mason Rudolph making his first start of 2020 in Week 17's loss to the Cleveland Browns. There was some good, there was some bad, so I want to try to do as thorough of a review as possible on Rudolph, look at what impressed me, what things still concern me, and just have an overall evaluation of this game. We'll start with the good and then we'll go through the bad and then having some final thoughts at the end. For Rudolph, it was an impressive game, and I thought the things that were most impressive about him were some of his placement and accuracy down the field, and there was certainly a better rhythm and timing to his throws than what we've seen in the past. The first clip here comes on 3rd and 8 against the Browns. I thought overall he was very good on 3rd down, save for one play, the interception we'll talk about later in this video in the bad section, of course, but Mason Rudolph here getting the Steelers set here, 2-by-2 formation on a little speed out to Chase Claypool, who runs a good route at the sticks. And Rudolph's very much on time with this throw, which you have to be on the boundary side here. Not a lot of space. Cornerback will jump it if you're late with it. And Rudolph, the ball comes out now as Claypool's coming out of his break. So the cornerback is not able to take an angle and jump and drive on the ball in time. And the placement is excellent right on the sideline. Claypool makes the catch for a first down, 9 yard pickup on 3rd and 8. Just good rhythm, good timing, good placement, accuracy, all that good stuff with pressure as well. And a really nice throw here from Mason Rudolph. One last look and we'll move on to the next play. Again, on 3rd down, this is 3rd and 11, and this is probably my favorite throw and play from Mason Rudolph on Sunday. The 41-yard completion to Deontay Johnson, top of the screen. And Rudolph has always been a little tentative in terms of throwing downfield, but the one thing that impressed me with him was the deep ball placement and accuracy. And those are just as important as your overall arm strength. And this is just a perfectly in the bucket throw to Johnson, outside shoulder, in stride, not a lot of space here, working the sideline here. The cornerbacks can use that sideline to his leverage. So there's a very small window that this pass can be caught. If it's too far outside, going to lead your receiver out of bounds. Too far inside, it's going to get broken up or picked, or the DB is going to make a play in some form or fashion. And Rudolph, just a really money throw. Look at it from the end zone view here with some pressure. Again, the Castro did not have a good game, not a good rep here. Guy in his face, Rudolph making this throw. And you just look at where this one's placed outside shoulder, away from the DB. A nice catch here from Deontay Johnson. It's a 41-yard gain on 3rd and 11. My favorite play of the day from Mason Rudolph. This is an NFL caliber throw. This play a little less significant than 41-yard gains, 11-yard pickup on 2nd and 20. But what I liked here, especially so, is that he's going through his progressions, he's going through his reads, and he's finding an option, even though he's hitting, his fourth, fifth read. He's going through a full field read on this play. You get 11 yards, put yourself in a more manageable 3rd down situation, ultimately 3rd and 10, as you saw there. And so watch Rudolph, he's going to look to his right here to start, and then come back all the way to his left and find Connor in the flat. So he's got one read. Second read, he's going to come across. Third read, fourth read. So he's reading the whole field on this play. And it's a nice job. It's a spacing concept for Pittsburgh. And eventually he finds the open receiver, Connor, in the flat. So first read, you got this combination here, the spacing route, the Hank route to Vance over the middle of the field. And he's going back, working the curl to Juju. Cornerback sinks. Let's hit our final option here with James Conner in the left flat. Pick up 11 yards. Put yourself in third and have a chance type situation. Probably should have been a late call there on Connor getting hit, but aside from that, one last look from Rudolph from the end zone view. Again, going through his progressions, reads, playing a little bit faster, a little bit more tempo, and finding the open receiver. Nice rep here. This actually comes on the very next play. So now you're in, you went from 2nd and 20. Now you're in 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, and a really strong throw in this over route to Juju Smith Schuster for a 26-yard pickup. Man coverage. Juju's runs away, but Rudolph with a really strong throw, accurate, leading the receiver away from the DB, and it turns into a 26-yard pickup. And the Steelers move the sticks. And so just nice timing, accuracy, just going to make the throw against man coverage from Rudolph right here. See a little space here from Juju. Maybe it's a touch behind, but that's really nitpicking. Still a really good throw overall to hit that crosser in stride That's an area where Rudolph has struggled. It's an area where Josh Dobbs has struggled, but a nice pickup here on third down. Another really solid shot downfield from Mason Rudolph here, and this is just a pretty pass, and the all 22 I think captures that really well in this play. Hopefully, you guys can see the arc and the path of the football here. This is another third down play, 41-yard completion to Chase Claypool, and you just see the rainbow effect of this deep ball in stride to Claypool. Huge play, again, winning on third down, winning with chunk plays, driving the football vertically. Really impressive throw for an offense that has obviously been starved and starving for some big plays downfield. You saw that with Rudolph multiple times to Deontay Johnson, to Chase Claypool. That is just a gorgeous throw right in stride to Claypool. So many throws this year been underthrown or inaccurate and missed opportunities to Claypool, to Washington, to Deontay Johnson. This is one of the best throws any Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback has made this year. I still think the one to Deontay was a little bit better just because of the outside placement of it, but I just like the arc, the rainbow effect on this throw. It's a really pretty pass. It's on schedule. It's on rhythm. Just knowing one-on-one matchup downfield. We're gonna take our shot. Let Claypool make the play, and he does. This comes on 4th and 10, and I'm not going to pretend like this is some amazing, super highlight reel play. This is a better play by the receiver, Chase Claypool, than it was the quarterback, Mason Rudolph. But I just like the mentality because there have been times, and I've seen it in training camp, maybe less in games, but I remember in 2019 training camp where Rudolph just wouldn't throw it deep. Even when he had decent looks and one-on-one coverages, unless it was super open or obvious, he just wouldn't take that chance. And it's 4th and 10 on this play. You got single coverage on this cornerback at single eye safety. He's got no chance to make the play. Let your 6'4", 230 receiver make a play. Just let him go up there, get the football. That's what he's drafted for, paid to do, and that's what Rudolph allows to happen here. There's some pressure that probably influences it, I'm sure, but I just like the mentality of I like the one-on-one matchup. I'm going to trust my guy to make a play and see what happens. Again, probably a better play here from Claypool than it was a great throw by Rudolph. I understand that. I get that, but I just like the mentality of Rudolph here of just chucking it deep, letting your guy make a play on fourth down because you don't have a whole lot to lose in that situation. So something I just haven't seen as much before from Rudolph. I saw on this play. Okay, now we get into the bad section. Those were all the good plays, not every single one of them, but that was the bulk of the good plays I wanted to show you guys. Now we get into the areas where he struggled on Sunday. And one area he's had a problem overall is just pocket awareness, mobility. Sometimes the processing still hasn't been good enough. You see it on this occasion. This is a play action designed to be a deep shot downfield, but the Browns are playing cover three. Everybody sinks. These digs, these crossing routes are taken away, and so there's nothing available. The only thing that is available is the check down option to James Conner. And Rudolph is simply just late finding it and late hitting it, runs himself into some pressure. That was a huge issue that he dealt with last year. And you see it again on this play. You see it better from the end zone view right here. So again, Rudolph's first reads are to go downfield. It's play action. That's all well and good. It's taken away. You got to immediately hit your check down there and know where that guy is. And that's James Conner. So nothing downfield on these crossers. We look at James Conner underneath, open on the check down, and Rudolph wants to leave the pocket, slide to his left, runs himself into pressure. For some reason, Hassanauer is not going to be able to hold that block with Rudolph now escaping and moving the pocket. Rudolph sees it late, but then it's a bad throw off of Conner's hands, and it's ultimately incomplete. And you see James Conner on this play, he's clapping his hands, saying, "Throw me the ball. I'm the check down option. I'm open. There's nothing else available." You see Connor right there clapping, trying to get Rudolph's attention, but instead he's sliding. He's dropping his eyes. He's taking his eyes off his eligibles. Runs himself into pressure. Has to throw kind of cross body under siege, and the throw off the mark and incomplete. So I'd rather just see Rudolph hitch, keep his eyes downfield, work his check down, let Connor make a play. You get 5, 6 yards here. That's a better outcome than the incompletion. Similar story here. This is actually one of the third downs he was not as successful on, though this is not the interception. But Rudolph still sometimes has the tendency to lock onto that first read. He's a much different quarterback when there's pressure in terms of being much worse than whenever he has a clean pocket and is afforded time. Most quarterbacks, every quarterback really is worse under pressure. I get that, but Rudolph especially. So the contrast between the two. Locked onto his first read here, Deontay Johnson never comes across the field, drops his eyes, looks a tuck and run. Rudolph is not going to do much with his legs in the NFL. And so you see on this play, never gets off that first read, tries to run, 3rd and 7, goes down. They get a yard on this play. They got a punt. There were some options at the top had he come, and done that full field read as we showed on the James Conner completion earlier. Vance McDonald clapping his hands, saying, "Throw it to me. I'm open." A receiver there, potential options on that play, much better options than what Rudolph ultimately did. And I get it. I don't like to kill quarterbacks too much for, you missed this open receiver because that doesn't always take into account progressions and reads and things like that. It's easy to watch it from this angle and say, oh, you should have hit this guy instead. I mean, that's very much armchair and getting often it's inaccurate. But on this play, you see Rudolph focus on that first read the entire time. They're playing this cover six type look, or cover two really type look, I should say, with the cornerback taking underneath, robbing anything quick, safety over the top. Johnson's not going to be an option. Get to your second and third read. McDonald, potentially the right side here. Anything better than just basically tucking and running. There is pressure. I get that, but you got to hang tough in the pocket. Go through your options. Once you drop your eyes and you're taking off and running and you're Mason Rudolph on third and seven, you're not going to pick up a lot of first downs. Lone sack to Pittsburgh allowed on Sunday, and there's definitely blame to be delivered to Chukwuma Okorafor, the right tackle here. So please spare me the comment. I get that Okorafor has a lot of the blame here as well, but this is about 3.5 seconds from snap to throw, which is a pretty long time in the NFL. And Rudolph, again, just never really moving off that spot, never feel like he's going through his progressions, maybe a little bit late, and then he holds on to the football too long, takes a sack. This is second and four, so it's not like it's third and 10. You're trying to drive the football downfield. There are underneath options here. Well, you can talk about again, check down options to Benny Snell, Juju on the shallow cross, and Rudolph just probably not going through things quickly enough. I know it's a minor point, and again, yes, a core four definitely takes blame on this play. But if you speed things up a little bit quicker, because I think he wants to advance here on the steep curl route against the linebacker zone coverage, these guys get in depth. That's going to be taken away. You got to come off of that probably quicker than what he does and find one of these underneath options because they're playing a loose three deep zone, so nothing downfield is going to be available. Let's work the underneath options in front. Second and four, let Snell, let Juju catch the football. They probably pick up a first down. Doesn't happen here. So I just want to see Rudolph speed things up a little bit more, and, when he diagnosing the coverage more quicker, I should say, and then be able to make a play, let his guy have a chance to make one of the plays here. Just don't see it here from Rudolph. I mean, that's it's a small thing, whether it's a fraction of a second quicker, earlier, diagnosing, reading, throwing. If you do that, it's a completion. Instead, it's a sack. Finally, last play for the bad, and it was arguably Rudolph's worst throw and decision of the day. Of course, I'm talking about his interception late in the third quarter to Juju Smith-Schuster, and I get there's pressure here. It's not picked up properly, but I think the mark of an NFL quarterback is how do you handle and deal with pressure, and you don't see Rudolph deal with it too well on this play. I'll expand on that some more in the conclusion of this video, but you see pressure. Browns bringing heat. They're going to bring the linebacker. They're going to bring, I think, 33, the DB. Here, yes, Snell has issues in pickup. Yes, the one guy comes free here, but you'd rather either take the sack or just not make this throw. There's no chance to throw this to Juju. He's well covered. Rudolph obviously pressured, panic, tries to make this decision, basically blind, not even seeing it, just kind of chucks it and hope that Juju can make a play. Obviously, he's not open on this play, and it turns into an interception. So just don't make a bad situation worse. I mean, there's really no good outcome going to come from this play. I'm not going to pretend like Ben's going to complete this pass, but you'd rather take the sack here. This is third and 10. It's 17-9. It's a one possession game. You'd rather take the sack, punt, and then let your defense make a play, which had been playing, pretty well overall in this one. And so you just don't want to make a bad situation worse. He does. Browns to get the interception, they get the return, position to get more points, and you don't want to compound that problem. That's what happens here. So overall, I think Rudolph played well. You've seen progression. I may be a little less impressed by his performance going through the All-22 than I was watching it live, but I did like him, of course, driving the football, making plays, having the offense feel productive, and just overall able to extend some drives, especially a little bit later into the game. They're a terrible opening script first quarter team, but once you get past that, you start adjusting. You see some positive outcomes there. The concern, though, like I said, is just dealing with pressure. Every quarterback has to deal with pressure. I think every quarterback is defined by how you deal with that. It's kind of like the old saying of any captain can be able to command the ship on calm waters when there's no issue. I think the captains get defined by the storms that they have to navigate through. Most quarterbacks can deal with things when things are good. When there's no pressure, you got a clean pocket. Life is good. When there's pressure and things start to break down, and you got to make that split second decision between a positive play or negative play, or not making a negative play even more negative. That's what defines quarterbacks. And Rudolph is still struggling with that pocket presence, awareness, mobility, progression, speeding things up, things that have to be worked on, things that can be improved and have been improved. But how much better can they get? I don't quite know at this point. So obviously, I'm not saying, and I don't believe that Rudolph is the heir to Ben. I don't think this game changed my mind in that regard. He would have had to have had he would have had to have he would have needed a really amazing game to get to that level, but I think it maybe gave this team more confidence that he can be the backup for a one game, spot start type scenario. Certainly, week 17 will be fine, as was the case Sunday. But we'll see if he ever has to start again. He's under contract for only one more year through next season, so he may never make another start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But there was progress there. There was more confidence. There was a really pretty deep ball, but some of the other issues, some of the pocket presence and things that were less physical traits related, some of the mental stuff still have to be worked on. Don't know if he'll ever quite get there, but overall, I'm not mad at his performance. It was encouraging. It was positive, but he is not going to be the heir to Ben, the next franchise quarterback for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. It's not on the roster. He's probably playing in college somewhere, and so that has not changed despite this overall positive performance from Mason Rudolph. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What was your evaluation of Rudolph's play? Is he the answer to the Steelers' next quarterback? Maybe you disagree with me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.